When she first started writing in the early 60s, the play's author Edna O'Brien had her novels banned in her native Ireland, with her writing dubbed by the then Minister of Culture as a smear on Irish womanhood. But O'Brien's incredible talent and staggering work rate now credit her as one of the most prominent female writers of our time. Haunted sees her turn her pen once again from prose to playwriting.
When I sat down to write Haunted, I didn't know what I was going to do, except I pictured a house just far out a bit, you know, and a man there, Mr. Berry, whose life is a very rich inner life, but at the same time the outer paraphernalia and rewards have eluded him. So therefore he lives very much through dream poetry and all that. But that's only one character. I then pictured a Mrs. Berry who is both comic and watchful. And to bring in to that little scenario, excuse me, the temptation, that which causes the drama.
Writing a play is no small challenge for a writer. If you're used to writing novels, then you're used to creating the imagery, putting into the reader's hands the opportunity to create the story. But if you're writing a play, you're handing your words over to a director, over to actors, leaving it to them to bring your story to life. But it's when that story then reaches the stage that suddenly those characters' lives become tangible.
Wrong with me?
What would make you happy, Gladys? A house in Richmond Green, a pink Bentley, a cruise to the tombs of the pharaohs?
To be Jack and Gladys again, and not Mr. and Mrs. Berry.
Nay, we are.
Oh, in the eyes of the world, yes, but not in our own private niche. Oh, you redden, you needn't redden. It's a fact of nature. Men grow old and infirm much earlier than women. Why are there so many widows on the golf course, at every bridge table, at country women's associations up and down the land? Ask yourself, Mutt.
You wish me dead, is that it, Gladys?
Oh, I wish you in alpha. You are in beta, Mr. Berry. Everything dropping. Your eyes, you've got lizard eyelids. All your paraphernalia.
The story of how you got this script was quite special, but there must have been something about the writing itself.
Oh, the writing is absolutely beautiful. It's a feast. I mean, we live in an age where conversation and language is going out of style. You know, we're reduced to texting things, abbreviated text. So when you get sent a script of this richness and humour and depth, it's quite rare, actually. I met her in New York, and she said she had a play she wanted to send me, but it turned out to be not this one, because she hadn't written this one yet. And then eventually she sent it to me last year. I loved it, absolutely loved it. It's so rich. So I sent it to the best director I know, that's Brian Murray, and this is the third time I've worked with him on the trot, and a great experience. I think she wrote it with Niall in mind, actually, this one.
Don't know.
Ireland's finest.
Oh, please.
Absolutely. Well then, Niall, you tell me, can you sense anything in a woman's writing that perhaps you wouldn't if a man had written this play?
Oh yes, I mean it's very, very interesting in that sense because the play is about love really, and the loss of love and how we deal with that. But it's not. I wouldn't consider it to be a woman's play at all, really. It's more open than that.
I think everyone will identify with it. Men, women, yeah.
I wouldn't. If I read it, I don't think I would have said, "Oh, well, this was definitely written by a woman."
Well, I sent it to Graham. Graham loved it, and could, you know, because I gave it to my partner to read. He loved it. It's just the beauty of the writing, and it's funny as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just sees the ironies in it all. It's a play unlike any I've ever read or seen.
Getting your work staged, no matter how well known you are, is something of a challenge, but Edna knew who she wanted to play her leading lady. So she bypassed the usual avenues and delivered her work straight into the hands of the actress she'd chosen.
She eventually rang me. She got some message, or maybe from the higher powers, maybe the Holy Spirit told her to ring me. And I sent her the play, and it is due to her that the play, it's due to everyone, Graham and Buggy and the Royal Exchange, but literally she was the person, the mainspring that caused it to happen. I had met Brenda briefly in New York, and we got on very well. I had admired her fiercely for many, many years. She's the real thing. She absolutely is. She inhabits a part, she lives it, she is it. It's the best kind of acting, because it seems to be beyond acting.
What's wrong with me? This play really does have all of the ingredients of great theatre. It's got a strong story, it's got strong characters. At the Royal Exchange, it's got production values that really you can't get anywhere else. But in addition to that, it's got probably one of the most important factors. Because after all, without writing, we have nothing. And in Edna's pen, we've also got a woman still prepared to learn.
You learn something quite surprising. In a theatre, and this is not my first play, people always unfailingly laugh at the same things each night. And they're not always the funniest. But it's something, again, it's collective. It's very hard to devise. You learn the movement and the placing of people on a stage is also, and I'm not a director, but you see immediately if it remains fluid and true to the nature of that work. And where there is any awkwardness or slowness or anything, it's patently obvious. You see it immediately.
Oh, she's got a heart the size of Manchester, of Ireland, actually. She's just her everyday parlance is a parlance. Conversation is wonderful. Ordering a cup of tea is music. Listening to Edna. She's a lady.
Decisively to the right and to the left. Decisively, 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 decisively.
And up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we don't go hunting for fear of little men. We folk, good folks, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and grey cock's feather.
What a pretty verse. I haven't heard that in many a year.